But you know this shit's fire.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast on this beautiful Tuesday evening. And ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with the legend himself, Adam Muscaro. But before we get into this episode, I know you laugh because you is a legend, bro. Come on, man. This episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take total control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today by Seth Starnes. He is a racer, a track day junkie, so he knows all the ins and outs. He helps riders save up their money to help fund go racing. Listen, it's a great thing to do. I highly recommend it. Just look up Seth Starnes, get in touch with me. I'll shoot you in the right direction. And Adam, man, I tell everybody this: don't spend your hard-earned money on an off-the-rack suit, because for 90% of us, it's not going to fit you correctly. And when it don't fit you correctly, man, it causes all kinds of issues, hinders your riding style, and you don't realize it until you actually get a real custom suit tailored specifically measured just for you, right? My recommendation, of course, is bisontrack.com. I am an ambassador, but more than that, what Robert and Tasha and Carter and Edith do for our community, does for our whole beautiful circus, is absolutely amazing. They are top notch. They're there at every Moto America round. Shit, they're there at a lot of track day rounds too, just to be honest with you. So if you ever have a mishap on the track, which it happens to all of us, right? Let's just face it. You can take your suit straight to them. They'll get you patched up, sewn up, colored in, whatever it is you need, get you back out there for your next session. And this is what I love about them. Even if you're not in a bison suit, guess what? They're going to love you and take care of you just as well. So you can take your suit, whatever it is, rev it. It don't matter what it is. You could take it to them. And to me, that's what separates them from everybody else, right? It's a beautiful thing. So bisontrack.com, people, you guys that are listening, you deserve it. Treat yourself. It's 2025. Give your other suit to your buddy that don't have one or whatever, and tell them the same thing, man. Get a custom suit. But Adam, bro, welcome to the podcast. Uh-oh. There we go.
Back.
He's back.
There
He's
we go.
back
We're
now.
back.
All right. All
We're
right.
good.
So basically, Adam, what I just got done saying is, Adam, welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Listen, the honor's all mine, man. I remember, so the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that me and Adam met was at Jersey this last year. I was walking around the paddock, and every time I went by there, I seen his dad, because your dad was with you.
Yep.
And I forget the other guy's name. What was the other
Probably
guy's
James.
name? Okay, there it is. Yes, James, right? So every time I come by, I never seen Adam, right? And when I did see him, I was like, bro, what is up, dude? I'm Simcoe, Pin the Gas. Let's get you on the podcast. And yeah, here we are. I've been super excited since then. Adam, so as everybody, bro, how did you get into two wheels? Where's your journey begin?
That's a long story right there, but father was pretty good one. So we took me on a bike at about age 4 and riding moto pretty much ever since then. Never really got too into or good at moto. I just always loved to ride, so I just rode whenever I could, but I never really picked up on it. But other than that, did a couple of races, had a good time doing that. But then when was it? I started my first track day was in actually first I started racing supermoto on a 150R. Now that I had a blast with. I raced that at Oakland Valley Race Park for I think about 3 years, won the Super Mini Championship, which was cool.
Dude,
And then
congratulations. What age was that?
that was what year was that? That was 21. Yeah, that was
Okay.
2021. I won that championship. And then that same year we started, well, actually 2020, I started riding a Ninja 400, which is still what I am currently riding, but it's definitely not the same bike anymore. But back when I was riding in 2020, started out at New York Safety Track, got a whole bunch of coaching there, did some penguin riding schools with Eric Wood, did that for about 2 years, and then started racing at Loudon with Northeast Motorcycle Road Racing. Got pretty good, moved up through the ranks pretty fast there. Won, I don't even know how many championships now, a couple, and it's been a great time. We got our own little family up there. It's always a blast. And what else? Yeah, I ended up winning the Supermoto Championship up there this year, which was a great time. It was a fought battle like the entire year. So that was really cool. We got the banquet coming up in February, so get to actually get the plaque for it. But
I love it, man. And listen, you say you're not a legend, bro. You just won how many championships? You won so many you forgot. You're like, I don't even know. I lost count
I
after.
don't even know. Lost count.
Yeah. So, dude, that's awesome, right? And so for the people that are listening, Supermoto, man, I love Supermoto. We had this conversation actually just before we went live. Tell everybody what bike you ride, and if people are interested, how do they actually get into Supermoto racing?
Yeah, so I ride a FS 450. It's a Husqvarna super factory supermoto. Technically, they make it straight from the factory. They only send about 2 to 300 over every year, so you gotta jump on them pretty quick. But they're an amazing bike. But if you're looking for more of a like, well, I guess kind of budget friendly. If you already have either a 450 or even a 250 would work. You can just throw some 17-inch wheels on it, get some suspension, at least get you out there and see how much you like it. Because honestly, I enjoy it so much. It's literally the most fun bike to ride like ever, either on the street, on the track, doing little kart stuff, or going, I don't know, topping it out and going as fast as you can. It's honestly the best bike I've probably ever ridden.
I love it, man. And it's a beautiful bike. I know exactly the bike you got, the FS 450. It's absolutely gorgeous. I didn't know that they only sent like 2 to 300 over here in the States
Yeah,
every
yeah,
year.
no, it's not many.
That's awesome. And how much is one of those new?
Well, now when we bought our, we got it for like 12. So pretty much like a normal KTM would be. They're not much crazy, but they do still come with the bigger front brake, the Alpina wheels, the stiffer suspension. Actually, the newer ones don't have the air forks anymore, so you don't even need to actually upgrade the suspension, which is nice because had to put a decent amount of money into that suspension to get it where I wanted it to be, but after that, it's been a great bike. Literally just put a pipe on it. Literally still have the same wheels that came with it. What did we do? A pipe, suspension, and then we had to rebuild it a couple hours ago. Other than that, it's been a great bike.
I
Things
love it.
what's it pushing? It's pushing like 180 hours now, and the thing's still cooking.
Still
So
ticking, right? That's awesome. And
yes,
and
it
do,
is.
do you do all the maintenance on it yourself?
Yeah, yeah. And then we use our buddy of ours, actually my teammate too, Eli Block. He's down in Florida right now, but him and his dad, they help us out with all the dyno tuning and if we have any questions about anything. So we utilize them and we're good friends with them. So that definitely helps out a lot.
Yeah, I know exactly who Eli Block is. He's a good buddy of
No,
mine,
I'm
and
sure
his
you do.
dad Eric is too. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing beings. So big shout out to Eli and
Yes,
Eric, man.
sir.
I remember when I first met his dad. It was 2023 at Jersey, and you know how when you meet people, your energies just automatically lock in, right? And it was like that when I met Eric, and it was just, bro, it's immediately cussing, hugs, and the whole nine, right? Dude, they are absolutely amazing human beings. So yeah, man, it's always an honor to see them and spend time with them for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so Husqvarna is a beautiful bike. And then so uh, before we get into the whole road racing and Moto America venture, to train to do Moto America and all that, obviously you started out doing track days on the 400.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was dog pissed slow. It was pretty funny. I still got some old GoPro videos of me thinking I was going so fast. And it's funny watching them back now, and I was like, yeah, I can go about a minute faster than that on that same track now. So it's
Right.
pretty
You're
funny
like,
to watch back, but it's kind of cool to see how far you can come in only 4 seasons technically of at least riding on that bike. So it's pretty cool. And
oh yeah.
I've been hitting the gym, trying to get into it more recently just to stay in shape. I've been slacking on it for a while, but after feeling winded after every Moto America race, I figured it's time to step it up a little bit. So that's something I've been working on at least recently, but
I know that's right, man. As part of the game we play, right? Is you got to put
sure
in
it
that
is.
work, man. And you feel like you slack off a little bit, dude. Listen, we're all guilty of doing that. Every single body's guilty of doing that at a time or two, right? And you think, yeah, I got this, dude. I'm 24, whatever. I'm the best shape of my life, and you slack off, and you get out there, you're 6 laps into it. You're like, shit, I'm freaking winded, out of breath. My legs are burning.
No.
My freaking stomach feels like I'm getting ready to puke in my helmet because it hurts so bad. My shoulders, my arms. Yeah, dude, it's real. It's real because you can't replicate the sensations. Not so much the euphoria feeling you get on a bike, but the workout that
Yeah.
machine and the movements that it gives you. Right there's no workout you can physically do to replicate. That's why so many of legends as yourself, they take up cycling a lot. Um,
Yeah. Yep. I have seen that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, that's good stuff. And then so you mentioned you was a 2024 Supermoto champ. So talking about that, uh, how many races are there to that series that you actually race in?
Last year there was 6. I don't think they've come out with a schedule yet this year, but it's either 6 or 7 usually. It's 6. Oh, yeah, 6. We'll say 6 round series. It's in New Hampshire, so it's about 3 hours for me, but it's a great time. We got a whole community up there. We're all pretty much like family, so it's great. Even if I'm not riding, it's a great time.
Oh, I guarantee it. I've never been to a real supermoto race and watched it. I'd love to come up there with you one time and watch you bring home another championship for sure, right? Um, so let me ask you this: during the supermoto season, who was the one competitor that pushed you the most, and what did you learn from that?
During the supermoto, it was definitely Ty Fazekas and Ben Galati. I'm sure you've heard of Ben Galati
Uh,
before. He's
Another legend.
we were going back and forth all year, and then it came down between me and Ty on the last race, and he ended up biting it on the last lap, trying to keep up. So what can I say? What can I
Y'all
say? But
heard
it
that
was,
right? On the last lap, trying to keep up. Yeah, dude, I feel you, bro. That's awesome, man.
yeah, I got to give him a little shit, but it was a great time. Honestly, that was some of the most fun racing I've probably ever had.
I have no doubt, right? But this is the beauty of our sport, right? Whether you're supermoto, uh, little 50 racing, whatever, we're still under the same beautiful circus, right? And the friends you meet along the way is just it's insane. It's not even friends, it's family. Like everybody's
Yeah,
instant family. So since you road race too and supermoto paddock, I'm assuming is the same as road racing. If you needed a man, I need a rear sprocket because my gearing's in between. You got one I can use and they give it to you, and you ended up
yeah,
kicking her
yeah.
ass.
No, it's
Everybody's still the
same exact
same.
thing.
Oh, I love you,
Yep.
man. That was awesome. Even though you kicked my ass. I need my sprocket back, by the way.
Need
Thank
my
you very
sprocket.
much. Right? Yeah, get my sprocket back. Um, I love it, man. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no, like
So
same guys were out battling on the track during the day, and then at night we'll go to the casino or just hang out or whatever. It's Yeah, you can't go wrong.
no, you cannot. So for those who are listening, because I never really supermoto race. I just rode supermotos on the street and got a whole shitload of tickets. Right. The cost of racing supermoto versus road racing is it a big difference?
Well, it depends what bike you get. Like for if you're to ride a 400, it wouldn't be really that much different, honestly. For everything that you have to put into it, it's probably about the same as a supermoto. But for like anything bigger than that, it would definitely cost less to race a supermoto. But they're also not as fast as like say 600. But you can compete with them on a 400. They're about the same. Well, they got about 10 more horsepower the supermotos do, and some more torque. But other than that, they're pretty close. But if you're thinking it's gonna go as fast as 600, you're
It's
mistaken.
not, no, but
It's not.
no, absolutely not. It might feel like it because the single 450 is just you get on twisted. I remember the first 450 I rode. My buddy bought a RMZ 450. He's like, bro, you got to ride this thing. It's like a 1000 in the dirt. I was like, man, ain't no way. Shut up, dude. I grew up riding dirt bikes. Okay, and I get on this thing. I was like, holy shit, this thing is no joke, bro. Like, yeah, it's a beast. It is, and I could see where if Adam got on a supermoto and went to Jersey or something, did a track day, he would make a lot of 1000s look kind of silly out there on that thing, right?
I mean, honestly, I could probably go faster on a supermoto there than my 400, honestly. I probably could.
I love it, man. I love
Don't
it. I
hold me
love
to
it.
it, but I bet I could.
I love it. I have no doubt, right? So let's say you buy the bike, right? But the entry cost is just as much as Moto America and all that, or
It's pretty close. I mean, for what, like racing Moto America, like getting in there? So
yeah,
Oh, it's definitely more than club racing, and it definitely teaches you a lot too. Like when I did, what did I do? Pittsburgh and Jersey back in 23. Pittsburgh, the first race I did, I think it was the second corner. I got pushed off the track and pretty much ruined my whole race. So that because I was just not being aggressive enough. So that was all on me. But I definitely learned a lot. Came back stronger the next day, which was honestly that was such a cool experience. Every single Moto America race is so sick. But to get into it, it's definitely a lot, especially when you have to travel more, at least than we're used to. Like especially for Pitt and Ohio, Ohio was like 10 hours, and it's just a hike. But I know all these other dudes that do the whole season are like they're traveling all from California to Jersey. I guess technically is all the way over here. So I get it, travels a lot of it, and definitely got to have some good people behind you, which I'm very glad that I do because it's helped me do everything that I've done so far. But other than that, you just gotta know, definitely gotta know a couple people to once you get your name out there, some people start helping you. It gets easier. But if you're just trying to jump right into it and you're not being social and meeting new people and trying to put up some connections, it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, for sure. So, where do you think somebody should start racing supermotos? Like, get like a 150, a
Yeah,
TTR
yeah, that's what I
110.
started on. Honestly, either like or even like a TTR 125. They are pretty good supermotos. I've ridden a couple of those as supermoto and for the flat track too for the Danny Walker Super Camp. I did one of them. That was a great time right there. I had a blast
Another
doing that.
legend. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
he
Dude, I
is.
actually had a phone conversation with Danny Walker. He's actually supposed to stay tuned, people, right? So let's talk about that super camp at Danny Walker. When I talk to my friends that they're fans of the sport, but they don't understand it like we understand it. I was like, and everybody wants to have the biggest, baddest, fastest 250 horsepower motorcycle. And the first thing I want to do is, oh, I gotta buy this. Dude, the new Ducati exhaust is $9,000. I was like, there is no way I'm paying $9,000 for exhaust, bro. I can buy. Listen, I can buy a lot of shit for $9,000, right? But I tell my friends, Adam, dude, you're wasting your money. You don't need that. What you need to do is buy a small bike and get you some proper training, get you some coaching, go to a
Yeah.
camp, go to some schools, right? You're going to benefit so much more off of that than riding this $30,000 fast bike slow, right? Let's just be
Yeah,
honest.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a 150R is definitely a good bike, especially for like a bigger dude that wants to get some speed up but not like totally kill yourself. It's good speed, especially if you just take it to like a little kart track around. That's where I started riding, and that was honestly what helped me so much because it took me like 2 seasons of riding that bike to then really fully understand the grasp of it, and then that season after I won the championship. So that's where it really all started clicking, and then once it really started clicking was when we decided to start getting on the big track and on a bigger bike.
So that's what supermoto is what transitioned you into
Yeah,
road racing. Yeah.
100%.
So whose idea was that? Was that yours or?
Actually, it was a buddy of my dad's. Is Dave Gallagher. He's a buddy of my dad's. He's been racing at Loudon for a long time, and he got us into the group over at Oakland Valley Race Park. They had a great series going. They actually ended it a couple of years ago, but that was a great time there. That's where I pretty much learned almost everything I know. Well, not everything, but a decent amount of at least the fundamentals of riding really any bike on a road course. So he got us into it, and then he did some training until I got faster than him, and then I started moving up after that. But
Then he's like, "Hey man, you need to train me now, right?" Yeah, I mean that's
that's
how it
what it
works,
turned into for my father too. Like when we started on the big tracks, he was riding the 450 on the big tracks, and I was on the 400, and you could just dust me when we first started. Now, probably a year later, I was right on him. So it was now I'm teaching him everything. So it's pretty funny, but
You're like, Dad, when we get out here, right? The loser's got to do all the laundry. Deuces.
see ya.
Yeah, bye. That's hilarious. So tell everybody who's actually on your team because when I was there, I seen your dad and man, I forget the other guy's name that was there with you at Jersey.
Yeah. So it's usually my dad, a buddy of his, James, and then Tommy Kinnear. He's been behind me. He's a he's a good dude. Him, Tommy, Bjorn. Obviously my mom. She's always there supporting. And then who else? We also got the blocks too. They were doing their own race program, but they were still always checking in and we're going over some strategies and whatever during the races. So it's just everyone behind me, everyone in my little circle's been it was great.
I love it, man. And is that the same circle for his supermoto side too as well?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, that's like probably an eighth of it, but
Okay.
everyone's
Yeah, no.
yeah,
So
it's pretty much the same vibe for everyone that we race with.
is it the same preparation from road racing to supermoto racing?
Yeah, pretty much. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, you still got to put on the tire warmers and do everything, and still drive to the track and hang out. And I mean, it's really not that much different. Road racing is definitely more expensive. You can get a nice even just track day on like a supermoto track for probably 50, $60. When you go to a big track to get a track day, you're sitting at like 250, 300 at least. So
Yeah.
it's definitely cheaper to go to like a smaller car track and just ride around on a supermoto. But I mean, once you get the fundamentals down, it's still a fun thing to go back and do. But once you get everything down, it's definitely worth checking out, going to an actual big track and seeing what it's all about.
Oh, 100%, right? And doing the supermoto thing and then transition into road racing, it was an easy transition for you because was it fairly easy? I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible because we technically started riding the 400 while still doing while still racing like the 150 and supermoto. So it was pretty much just a seamless transition to get onto a big track. So still racing, but then also learning a whole different side of riding.
Because it's different body position, the whole nine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah,
100%
yeah.
different, but I mean, just like I was saying, all the fundamentals are pretty much still the same. Like, still got to get your head over. Everything's pretty much the same. Smooth on the gas, trail braking, all the good stuff,
All the fun stuff.
all
That's
the
what it
fun
is.
stuff.
All the fun stuff. Everything in between. So, when you, as I always say, prepare for battle. Do you have any certain routines you do?
Not honestly, not really. I just got I guess I got one superstition. I've always had this. I got this gold chain right here. I've had this thing for like haven't taken it off in about 2 years. So, and I don't plan on it.
Who got it for you?
My girlfriend did actually. Still, still to this day, 2 years later. Look at me go.
Nice. Not congratulations, man. I met my wife on a blind date.
Oh, there
That's
you
how
go.
yeah, that's how we ended up getting together. And I still ask myself, why did I show up for that blind date? No, I'm just baby, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm absolutely joking, everybody. We gotta throw it out there. And if you can't make fun of each other, well, what's the point, right? I make
Yeah,
fun of
what's the point?
myself all the time. So yeah, dude, congratulations, man. It's like relationships. I talk about them all the time, like motorcycles. It's always a compromise, right? So when you're on a bike, there's no such thing as a perfect setup. You're always chasing something.
Yeah,
You find out what areas you really think you can improve in at the track, and those are the areas you make better. But it's going to do a negative effect on other areas too as well. And you got and that's what makes people a lot better rider too as well, right? Because you get used to riding around those problems and changing your body style, whatever it is, to
yeah,
actually
yeah,
go
exactly.
go faster. So
Especially like riding at Loudon, it is an insanely bumpy track. So like being able to ride there fast and like win championships and do all this has been well, that then helped going into Moto America because it was just so much smoother. All the tracks we rode, well, Jersey was still a little bumpy, but everything else was still like so much smoother. You can get so much more speed and it just gelled together better because that's what I've heard a lot of guys say that like if you can ride Loudon, you can ride anywhere. I know they say that about a lot of tracks, but I can definitely say that it has worked for me, so.
I love it. I love it. So what made you say, Dad, we're going Moto America racing. And with that, Adam, what did that entail actually signing up for Moto America? What was that process? Did you get online and register, or how did all that
Yeah,
go?
yeah, so it's just you got online. Well, when I first did, I was still 17 and 23, so we had to do all the parental permissions and all that. That took a while. But then you gotta get this AMA card that you have to renew every year, which is that was kind of a pain. But other than that, it wasn't anything crazy. When we got there, it was especially for the first round in pit, especially after driving that far, it was definitely stressful just trying to get everything around. But when we when we first decided to, I saw Eli, he raced a couple rounds in 21, and I was watching him on the TV, and I thought it was always
He's
sick.
like,
And
I
then we
kick
were
his ass all the time. I can do this.
no, no, I don't. He is definitely faster than me.
Uh,
He's gotten on the podium a couple times because he did the full Moto America season
yep.
last year, and he got on the podium a couple times. So he's
Yes, he did.
definitely going faster than I am. But I guess that's what a coach is for. A coach is supposed to be going faster than you. So at
That's
least for
right. Who
now,
knew?
we'll see how it goes. I mean, we got another year coming, so
I
you never
love it.
know.
I
But
love it. So showing up to your first Moto America event, was you more nervous about it because it's televised and all that good stuff, or you just approach it like, yeah, it is what it is?
I mean, I tried to tell myself it is what it is, but in the back of your mind, you're still thinking about it, and it's. I mean, just showing up there for the first time was extremely nerve-wracking, but it was honestly, I had a great time. I definitely learned a lot that first race. It was rough, being in the grass. Well, I've been put in the grass a couple times in Moto America, but we don't. It's fine. That's how it
With
goes.
hey, it's part of the game we play,
It
right?
sure is. It
It's
sure is.
even at a track day, you got these certain, I guess, expectations. We all put them on ourselves, right? Like
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go out this session. I'm gonna work on body position or brakes or this and that. Next thing you know, somebody comes stuffs you up on the inside. You run wide and you're out in the grass and blah 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 blah. Did you, for your first two rounds of Moto America, did you have any certain expectations that you actually put on yourself?
Expectations.
Yeah,
Not really. I was a little too optimistic the first race I did. I was looking for a top 15. I ended up like 17th and 19th, I believe, in pit. So I wasn't really what I was looking for, but I didn't really know what I was walking into anyways. So that was kind of hard to look back at, but I learned way more. And then what did I get in Jersey? I got actually no Jersey. It was raining back in 23, so that was actually a pretty good round for me. I got 13th in both races,
that's
so
the
that was
flood,
yes, it was the flood,
bro.
and that was yeah.
Yeah,
And then some of these other guys that are either scared in the rain or whatever, like those guys you see at the top and just going around them. I'm like, okay, you do you, man.
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm doing me. You
that was
guys
pretty
do
funny.
you, right? Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're right. So if you've never been to Jersey, people, when it rains behind the garages, behind the main garage, because there's two main garages, you got one in the front and one right here on the side. It's an absolute water pit. And I remember I
oh
showed
yeah,
up and Eli was like, "Bro, if it rains down here, it's gonna suck." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Dude, everything's gonna be flooded. It's absolutely a nightmare." And here comes the
awful.
rain. And I was like, I didn't even bring enough clothes. People put it to you like that. I was absolutely soaked all 3 days. Like, yeah, man. And I feel bad for the corner marshal workers, right? Let's just be honest, because
Oh
they're
yeah,
out
they're just
there,
standing out there all
bro,
day.
freezing, soaking wet.
Yeah.
You go take off your clothes, you look like a freaking prune everywhere. It's yeah, man. It's
Yeah, I always
it's
gotta give them props. I definitely do respect what all of them do. Definitely gotta give them props.
absolutely 110%, my man. So fast forward, obviously 2024. Well, that was last year. You did a couple rounds too in Moto America.
Yep. Yeah, so I started with Mid Ohio. That was a pretty far journey, but honestly, that track was so sick. That one was honestly pretty nerve-wracking too because we had never been to that track before. But luckily they had what was it, a track day on was it Thursday or Friday? I think no, it was Thursday. They had a separate track day on Thursday so that because none of the other guys had really been there either, so it was just for everyone to learn the track. So after Thursday, then it was fine. Then we just went on with the rest of the weekend, and everyone pretty much figured out the track.
Yeah, because
which is
that's the
nice. But
first time we've been back there in what, 10
yeah,
years? Yeah. Dude, how did I not see you? I was there at Mid Ohio. How did we not run into each other, bro? I was all over the place.
I have no clue. We were parked like way in the back, all up in the very top lot, so we were
Bro, I was there,
just
dude.
hanging.
Where
Were you?
Cole King and Bruce Mitchum and all them were. Bruce Mitchell and all them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Yondell Medea, all of them, dude. Freaking Lit Logan C, my buddy Chase Black, they were all up there in that. Yeah, Sonya Lloyd, everybody. Levy Batty, who else was up there? Isaac Woodworth, my man
Yep.
CJ Cohen. Dude? How do we miss each other? I don't know how we miss each other. I'm sure you probably
I have
had to
no
see me
clue.
walking around in a bright pink shirt on, right? Oop and
I'm sure
dog.
at some point. But yeah,
Probably.
that race weekend definitely taught me a lot too, because it was mostly mixed conditions that we were trying to race in. So that was like the first. I'm pretty sure it was our first race. We went out and it started like downpouring as soon as the lights went out. So it was we got to like it was like the third or fourth corner. I see Yandel go down, and then a whole bunch of other people just domino right into him. And it was I I took a what was it? A screen recording of like the start of that race. I just watch it back because I think it was kind of funny, but and no one was hurt, so it's like we can laugh about it now. But that was definitely an eventful weekend because yeah, because then that Saturday race got pushed to Sunday, so we had two races on Sunday, which was definitely
Crazy.
stressful because we only had
Yes.
like 2 hours in between the races, and it still wasn't perfect weather either.
Mm-mm. It was. And did you race on the same set of tires on Sunday?
Yes, I think so because we were still. And those tire stickers are really a pain in the ass. Like they get 8 for how many times we're on the track? We're on the track 6 times throughout a whole weekend. We only get 8 stickers. That's I don't know. I think we should get a couple more, but that's just my opinion.
Right. And so
At
is it the
least
same
just
way?
2 more.
Right. Just two more people,
Just
right?
2 more, it's fine.
Is it the same Supermoto? You get allocated tire stickers too for your slicks and all that?
Honestly, not really. Mostly in like the club racing and supermoto, it's more laid back. They don't. You can go out with a new set of tires any race you wanted to. It's not a big deal there because it's like obviously not on TV or on a national level. So it's just pretty much just more for fun than being like professional racing, pretty much. But it's still very competitive. Trust me.
Oh, 100%.
It does
Yeah,
not lose its
100%.
competitiveness.
No, it does not. It's so, dude, I love to watch people race Supermoto. I'm like, bro, it looks like I can't do that. I wish I could, but dude, it looks so good, man. It really does. So let me ask you this then: is the tires just as expensive as the Moto America tires?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's not a good bill you
not
wanna see
cheap.
at the end of the weekend. Not at
Mm-mm.
all.
You're like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this, Dad. I wash your car and your clothes for 3 months, right? Yeah. I got you, Dad. Oh my god, that's awesome. So, do you are you on Dunlops too on Supermoto or Pirellis or
They're coming out with a Dunlop slick for the Supermoto, but not at the moment. Right now we're on Metzler's, which is a spinoff of Pirelli, because they
yeah,
don't Dunlop doesn't make a tire for a Supermoto, at least right now. They're supposed to be coming out with a new one that's, like, meant for the bike. So we'll see how that works. I'll definitely try it out.
absolutely. So, what did you think about the Dunlop tires in Moto America? Was that your first time racing on them?
No, I'd raced on them. I did like 2 club racing rounds on them before just to try to get used to them because I'm definitely a big Pirelli guy. I think they definitely hook better, but honestly, for smoother tracks, like how Pitt and Ohio were, they were great. I wasn't missing anything. But like for Jersey, it's a little more bumpy, not as much grip, at least in 23 when it was still the old pavement. That was it was rough. I definitely did not like them that weekend. But I don't know, I'm definitely more of a Pirelli guy, but the Dunlops are not bad. They're just a harder carcass, I think is what they call it, so it's doesn't smush as much, and then when you whack on the gas, it doesn't, like, sink into the pavement, it just kinda slips out more.
Yeah.
But, I mean, once you get used to it, it's not a big deal, but especially, like, the first couple times riding it, something new to learn for sure.
Oh, 100%. You know, I'm a Pirelli. I love Pirellis. I did all my track days. It was Pirelli. I got Adam. Remember Adam? We met him at Jersey.
What up, dude?
Yeah. He said, "What up, dude?"
What up, dude?
Dude, he always comes in here and says hi to everybody. He went out with my mom. He's been out of school because we got all that snow. He's actually off tomorrow too. Lucky. So they went out to Target, Chick-fil-A, and got a movie card. So we can go see a movie this weekend.
Perfect.
Sonic 3.
You know, Sonic 3. That's what he wants to go see. So
After the movie, we're gonna go stop by Target just because I want
okay. Okay. We will. I will go by Target after the movies. But anyway, dude, Pirelli's to me, they were so soft, man. They gave right off the bat was just absolutely phenomenal feel. But once they let go, they fucking let go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
no,
really no
get,
warning either, right?
No.
And where the
No,
Dunlops, you feel it coming on.
Yeah, you get a nice solid like 2 races out of a rear Dunlop, and then or not Dunlop, sorry, Pirelli, and then it's falling off pretty quick. But what are you really gonna do? That's the cost of racing, especially with getting faster. Like I remember my first season on the 150, I had the same set of tires for 2 full seasons on the 150 when I first started. And then especially on the 400 too, I think it was some DOTs I started out on. I think they were Michelin DOTs. And those things lasted the entire season when I was first starting. And now I'll go through at least 1 to 2 sets every weekend, no matter what kind of racing we're doing. So it's definitely rough, especially for multiple bikes too, because it's like when we're racing at Loudon, I got 2 supermoto races and then 2 400 races. And usually just throw a set of tires on each bike for both of the races, but it's it's a bill.
Yeah, I guarantee it is, right? And then Jersey, the last round of 2024, where me and you actually met. How'd that weekend go for you?
That weekend actually went pretty good. I got some good finishes. I definitely like that. It was a good way to definitely a good way to end the season because I'm pretty sure that was one of the last really races I did of 24. So it was definitely a good time. The rain held out, which was nice. Got to ride some Yamaha test rides. That was a good time. Got yelled at for doing a couple wheelies, but what are you gonna do? That's how it goes.
Dude, you can't put us on bikes and expect us not to at least ride one wheelie.
Yeah, seriously,
honest, right?
I took out a MT-07. That thing was pretty rowdy. So it was a good time.
I guarantee it. So, have you ever thought about? Are you going to do? Let me ask you this: you could do any Moto America events in 2025?
I was thinking about it, but now with the Junior Cup going away and the Talent Cup coming in, I can definitely not afford one of those Talent Cup bikes. Those things are like 20 grand, and that's not gonna work. I was thinking about maybe trying to go up to a twin, but I haven't really been thinking about it. But it's definitely not gonna be cheap. So we're just gonna see how it goes for that. I mean, I'd like to, but it's pretty much 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna see how it goes, see what we can swing, see what we can afford, and just see how the season really pans out pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, you already, won the 2024 title in the Supermoto. Obviously, you're gonna go back to back again in 2025. And
Of
are you still
course.
gonna? Absolutely, you are, bro.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Are you still gonna be on the Husqvarna? Or are you gonna change to a different
I'm
bike?
planning on getting a new KTM 25 because they came out with the better suspension and all new ergonomics and the frame and the motor's a little different. So it's apparently it's supposed to be a really good bike, and my bike's definitely tired at the moment. So it'd be a good backup bike. But if I'm definitely going for this championship again, I don't really want to risk it. But 'cause I mean that thing's to the wood all the time, so it's gotta have a fresh bike. Cause we just had to put a bottom end in that Husky, and it's still burnable oil. It's just how it goes when it's got almost 200 hours on it. But definitely planning on buying a fresh E450 to then really be competitive and have a fast bike for that championship.
I love it, man. I love it. So, are you? How often do you got to put a bottom end on a Supermoto? like that? Like
Usually
once a
top end
season
is
or
like 90 to 100 hours, and then we did the bottom end at 150, and it's in that like 180 right now. So it all depends. It also depends on how hard you ride it too, because I mean, we've done everything with that bike. We've done supermoto, ice. Ice is really hard on the bikes, but I love ice riding. I haven't actually been yet this year, but I got a YZ250 downstairs that's ready to go rip. So I'm excited. Hopefully next weekend will be, or this weekend technically will be good for some ice because I'm itching to get back on a bike.
I guarantee it. I'm always itching to get back on a bike. I haven't been able
Always.
to ride too much lately because of my wrist. I still play around in the yard on my son's
Yeah.
little pit bike, right? I gotta
Yeah,
do something on,
gotta have something.
bro. I gotta do something on Tuesday. I don't care if I go around the neighborhood. I'm the whole time like, yes, let's go, Yeah, man, I feel you
Yeah.
on that. Dude, listen, dude, it was an absolute honor to meet you at Jersey, bro. I was super stoked. Truth be told, man, when I go up to people that I've never met before, I'm always nervous for some reason, right? You figure I've been
Yeah.
doing over
Yes,
300
yes.
episodes, it would be just like, hey, what's
It'd
up?
be
It's
nothing.
right. But it's still the anxiety and the whole buildup of it. And yeah, man, it was an absolute honor to meet you and your dad and the family there at Jersey, man. So, dude, we're 40 minutes into this. I want to transition into the next part of the
What do
podcast,
we
which
got?
is one of my favorite parts where we get to know the legend Adam away from racing and away from everything else. So, ladies, you already know he's taken. So, too bad
Sorry.
on that. Yeah,
Too bad, too
absolutely
bad.
too bad on that. Yeah, you lost out. You had your chance, but oh well.
Well,
So the first thing I usually ask people, my friends, is what's for dinner tonight, bro?
ooh, actually, I just had some grilled cheese before we started this podcast, so can't go wrong. Grilled cheese and some soup.
Bro, it's the
So
weather
good.
for it too. Yes, sir. That's
It sure
actually what I'm
is.
gonna
You're
do for
telling me.
dinner. Dude, that's exactly what I'm having for dinner. I got some wonton soup. I'm gonna make me a grilled cheese. And I don't buy
Perfect.
the bag grilled cheese. No, I mean the bag grilled cheese, the bag cheese, right? Because all the plastic stuff they put on, so I buy the
Yeah.
blocks and I shave it and all that. So yeah, man, it's
Oh, perfect.
bro. And then I get the down here at Food Line. We have Food Line here, and in the homemade deli in the deli section, they make homemade like Asiago cheese bread and pumpernickel and stuff like that. And they sell it by the half loaf. So I go out and buy me a half loaf of it. And
Yeah,
bro, it's
perfect.
fucking amazing. It really is. It's so good. Oh my God. So everybody, well, most everybody actually works for a living too. Do you have a day job too as well?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I went to school. I went to a technical high school for electrical, and now I work at a local alarm company in my town. We do fire alarms, security systems, access control, and all that good stuff. So it's definitely pretty cool. I'm definitely enjoying it so far.
Good, good. That's awesome.
Yeah, gotta have money coming in somehow to afford all these bikes
I gotta
and
buy
riding
tires.
and
Yeah, I gotta buy tires, Dad. Yeah, dude, I gotta get the tires. I need oil and filter and spark plugs and air filters and bro, yeah, the list goes on and on.
sure does.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I got a dog. He's running around somewhere, and a cat.
I love
Or
it.
oh yeah,
I love it.
cat's
I
a
got
dick though.
dude, bro. I got two cats and two dogs. So before I get in my dogs, one cat, her name is Cookie, and she's a black white version of Garfield. She don't want to be touched. She don't want to be held. All she wants to do is fucking eat, bro. That's it,
Yeah,
dude. Just
I
eat and treats,
same
bro.
exact thing.
Then I got
Same
another
thing.
cat. His name is Monster, and he's fucking huge, bro. Right? And we
So
call him a
he
monster,
deserves the name Monster.
bro. He's a
He
dick
definitely
though,
deserves.
man.
Oh,
Like he loves to be held. Like he's a real cuddly cat. And he likes to be picked up and all that. But what I mean by that, like you'll make a drink and you'll stick it on. I tell the story. I was making a mixed drink one night. I don't drink a whole lot, but I drink Moscow Mule, the vodka and then the soda with the fresh
yeah,
lime.
there you go.
And I just got done making it. He jumps on there and literally looks at me and right on the floor. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
dick, dude. Right. So I clean it up, make me another drink. He jumps right back up there, looks at me again and meows, and then right back on the floor. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna murder you right now, right? Like I'm gonna choke this cat. So that's what I mean by that. He's a dick in those type of ways. To whereas I don't use normal cat litter, people. I don't buy any cat litter at the pet stores. I go to Tractor Supply and I buy horse pellets. They're compact paper, right? And dude, it's way better than cat litter. You get 40 pounds for like $8 or $9, right? Anyway, when he wants his cat litter changed because he's very particular cat. I've never had a cat that's just so the way he is with his litter box. He would literally come up to you and look at you and shit right in front of you on the floor to let you know his cat litter box needs to be changed. And I'm like, bro, dude, if I could Star Wars fork choices, dude, I would just be like, yeah, bro. You understand. You're
Oh,
looking,
yeah.
like, yeah, man,
Yeah, I got it.
The struggle is real, people, right?
It sure
Absolutely.
is.
So my other dog, her name is Charlie. She's always in here with me. She's
Nice.
13 years old, pit bull. She's got a hard time getting around right now, but that always comes with age. She's absolutely an amazing dog. And then we just got a new one. I got my son for Christmas. We had to put our dog Cruz down. He was only 6. Like 9 months ago. And you go through a time period where you want another animal, but you wait. And when the time's right, right? So anyway, my wife, fast forward it, my wife sends me this picture of this puppy from I always adopt him from Angels of the CCs, right?
No, any dog we've ever had is always adopt them. I just feel like it's the right thing to do,
110%, bro. I'd say people that spend thousands of dollars on dogs, I was like, how many are at the kennel that are free? Yeah, you still got to pay $200 for Angel of the CCs, but bro, like, let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she sent me this picture, and I was like, I gotta have her. And my wife's like, okay, we'll go get her. And she had no idea I wasn't bullshitting at him. So I literally got on Angel of the CCs right there at work, filled out the application, called them, and was like, hey, what time do you guys close? I get off at 4:30. They're like, oh, we'll be closed by the time you get here. We open up at noon. I'm off on Fridays. I had lunch with my son. I went straight down there, brought her home, right? So yeah,
perfect.
Her name is Princess Fiona, and she's freaking awesome. But anyway, so I used to name my motorcycles. I really don't name them no more. But is that something you do? Do you ever name your bikes?
Not really, honestly, and it's getting pretty complicated because we got 4 Ninja 400s sitting in the garage right now, so it's getting a little complicated trying to figure out which one's which. But no, honestly, I never really got into that. It was something I thought about, but I could never come up with anything that would stick or like just sounded right. So I just kind of gave up. But
yeah,
I did definitely think about it though.
Yeah, I think everybody does, and if you don't, you're lying to yourself, right? Don't lie to yourself. Are you a coffee drinker, bro?
Not too big on the coffee. I'll definitely drink a Monster every day though if you give it to me.
This is
I
so
know they're
bad
not good
for
you, but it's
bro,
so bad.
dude,
I
Adam,
know
they're
it's
so bad for you. You got to do
I
something
know.
else, bro. Yes, dude. I had a buddy of mine. The first year at Indy MotoGP or the second? He literally drank so many Red Bull. Like literally every time I turn around, I'm like, bro, this is like your 39th Red Bull. No bullshit, right? He ended up having heart palpitations. He had to go to the hospital, dude, because of that. And I was like, dude,
Yeah.
So if you drink something that's going to give you heart palpitations, why do you want to drink it? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so dude, tell us something we don't know about you, Adam.
Let's see. Oh, actually, one thing. I this past year I've gotten into racing pit bikes. Funny enough, because I have a TTR 125 downstairs, just dirt setup. I threw some stiff suspension and an exhaust on it, and I've been taking that thing to they have a local series. Well, it's kind of local. It's in Connecticut. Oh, what the hell's the name of it? The name will come to me. But it's honestly a great time. Honestly, that's whenever I'm not racing, like road racing, I'd want to be there. Because honestly, it's a great time. I love pit bikes. Even if I'm not racing, I'll just go ride them around and have a great time, pretty much. Because you can't go wrong on a pit bike. You never can.
Man, I love riding and racing the little bikes, like the little 50s and the 110s or the Honda, the Groms and the Z125.
Oh yeah,
bro, they are the most fun ever in the world. I mean,
Sure
it's cheap, they're not expensive, and dude, honestly, I don't get me wrong, I loved racing and doing a bunch of track days, right? And it's absolutely the best fun, but it is so much fun riding the little bikes, bro. It's freaking amazing, and it teaches you so much. You don't realize you're like, dude, this little 50 ain't gonna learn shit about that, dude. You get on there and it teaches you so much. You're like, holy shit, because you feel everything.
Yes, you do. Yeah, that's
Everything.
also what comes with it though is you can definitely get because you don't really think about the risks on a smaller bike, like especially if you're trying to go fast on a slow bike or like a smaller pit bike, you're something goes wrong. It's usually not gonna end out too well. So you gotta kind of pace yourself. I definitely learned that a couple times, but it's still you just get back right back up and keep
And,
going. At least for
and,
now, I'm still young, so I can still just bounce a little bit and hop back right back up on the bike. But
yeah, I don't bounce like you like I used to, and I don't roll quite as good neither. You know, you hit the ground, you just skid across it. You know, like a skimboard on the beach. I hit the ground. It's more like a, and that's it, dude. I'm like, oh shit, dude, this sucks, right? Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
but that comes with age. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna give away our age right here. So what's your worst habit, homie?
worst habit. Honestly, probably the energy drinks. Honestly,
It's a bad
it's
habit,
got to be.
bro.
I know it's bad.
Bro.
I gotta figure something else out. Coffee isn't bad. I just never have time to make it in the morning, and then if I just like the boss man, he's been stocking the fridge with Monster, and it's just right there. I've just been grabbing one. And I just
They
gotta
call my name when I show up.
give myself a little more time in the morning, make some coffee, wake
Love it.
up. Yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta what I gotta work on because it's definitely not a great habit.
No, it's not, but you'll get there, right?
Yeah.
So Adam, I'm a big audiobook. I listen to a shit ton of audiobooks. I don't
Okay.
I read people I read, but it's shop manuals for my motorcycles. It's not
Mhm.
like I used to read books, right? So I read a lot of audio. I read a lot of audiobooks. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well?
Yeah, every once in a while, and mostly podcasts. I'll listen to a couple podcasts every once in a while. I there's C Boys TV. They got a YouTube channel too. I usually listen to their podcast. They got some good stuff coming out, and either that or just listen to music because I just do a 12-inch sub in my car, so that thing bumps pretty good. So I've been definitely been listening to a decent amount of music.
You be up in there bumping some young Dolph. Don't lie.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah, I
course.
do. Dude, I love Dolph. Dolph is my dude. And I listen to all kinds of music, rock, rap, reggae, country, you name it. Right. Uh dude, Frank Sinatra, jazz. I'm into everything, right?
There you
Depending on
go.
the mood you're in. It's awesome, dude. So what podcast do you recommend for people?
Honestly, I haven't really. I've been trying to find more like motivational podcasts or like good like life advice, or well, not really life advice, but just like I don't know how to put it, but like more useful. So honestly, I don't really have one that I'd recommend at the moment. Honestly, if you got one that you're thinking about, let me know because I'm definitely trying to find some new stuff and
Bro,
see
I
what else I
listen
can
to
learn.
a shit ton of podcasts. I would be on here for 10 minutes, be like, dude, I listen to this and this, and this is what this is about. This. So what I'll do is I'll text you some because I listen to, yes, motorcycle podcast people. Obviously, I
Well, yeah,
do a
yeah.
motorcycle podcast, right? But I do listen to, of course, Joe Rogan's the staple. Let's just be honest. Everybody listens
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Rogan every
yep,
once in a
that
while.
is one I forgot about. I do listen to his as well, yeah.
Uh, Danny Jones is a good one too. He's kind of like Rogan. Matt Beal's a good one. Diary of a CEO is another good man. I'll text you some, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
good.
let
I
me
listen to a
know,
lot of, you want a motivational something to listen to, no bullshit. And I think he has some on podcast, but I heard them both on his books. He's got audiobooks out. David Goggins. You ever heard of David
Oh,
Goggins?
yeah, yep.
Bro, listen, you listen to his audiobook and you'd be like, dude,
Yes.
you'd be ready to join the Navy SEALs. We're like, I could do
Yeah,
anything. Let's go. Right. But I love that stuff because it hypes you up. Even if you're in a bad mood, you
yeah,
listen to it, it just changes your whole mentality. Right. Um,
for sure.
which is absolutely awesome. 110%. So, our sport is such a mental game, right? So when you show up to a weekend, everything's not going your way. How do you mentally overcome that?
Honestly, as much as you wanna be, like, around other people, most of the time I just sit in the camper, maybe put some music in, just sit there, be by myself, and just think about what's going on, and then how to either improve it, or if it's already like can't improve it and it already happened, I just think about what I at least could have done better to then be able to learn from it and then use it the next time if something similar happens. That's what I usually like to think about, or even on the ride home, you're just sitting there thinking. I like to at least go over everything on the weekend and just see what you can do better, see what you missed out on, and just be able to push yourself harder the next time is really my mentality for going into that.
Take it all in and process it, right? Break it
Pretty
down.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this, bro. Who's your celebrity crush?
Mm,
He looked over
honestly,
like
that's a hard one. Let's see.
he's like, she's not in here.
Honestly,
She okay?
honestly, I'm trying to think. Mm, honestly, that's a hard one.
He's like,
Oh,
there's so many.
there's so many.
There's so many. Where do I start? Oh my
Where do I start? Oh man, actually, I think I might skip that question. Honestly,
All right, all right.
I'm gonna skip that one.
We'll save that one for part 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
That'll be
there we
part
go.
2. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have my answer ready for part 2.
All right,
Honestly,
all right.
yeah, we'll be ready for part 2. Don't
Well,
worry.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be sitting down with Adam 2 times this year. We'll do a mid-season recap, and we'll get him on at the end of the year again, so he can tell us another championship he done wrapped up in 2026 future plans. But
Okay.
before we wrap this up, I do have a couple more questions, and we'll get into the whole shout-outs and all that
Yeah,
good stuff.
good.
If you had your own private track day, but you can invite anybody in the world, dead or alive. I mean, it could be Doug
Ooh.
Chandler, Valentino Rossi, Giacomo Agostini, whoever it is. What's the 3 people you invite to your private track day?
Oh, I'd definitely say Valentino Rossi. I've been a big fan of him since forever. It's always been Rossi. And then who's it? What else do we got? Definitely Rossi. And let's see. Honestly, probably Josh Heron, 'cause I think he's a pretty funny guy. And I think he honestly he's definitely a fast dude. I feel like I can definitely learn a lot from him. What else? And Brandon Posh. I'd probably invite Brandon Posh. Get
That's
a
my
little
dude, man.
one-on-one coaching. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. B Posh is my dude. I actually got I don't know if you can see it. No, because my suit's up there. I actually got a beanie hat that I was rocking today, my B Posh, and I got, I love pink. So he had a pink shirt. I was like, bro, I gotta get that from you.
There you go.
I need that. So yeah, he's an absolute legend. All of them are. I named my son Hayden Rossi after Nikki Hayden and Valentino Rossi. So I'm a huge dude. I was
actually,
such a
Nikki. I'll add Nikki Hayden to that one too. That's a
100%,
legend
dude.
right there.
Bro, absolutely. And of course, my man Marco Simicelli. I was a huge Simicelli fan too. Yeah, it's I found myself though once Rossi retired, bro. I was not so emotionally attached to another rider, right?
Yeah,
To put it
honestly,
into perspective.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a fan, and now that I look at MotoGP, I look at them differently than I used to. I would fist fight you. You talk shit about my boy Rossi, bro. I'd be like, "What'd you just say? Me and you going down, baby?" Right? Like, yeah, that's how serious it was. But
Yeah.
now my favorite racers, and I get asked this question not on the podcast, but people always message me, is that really your favorite? Yeah, dude, all my friends that race, you, Adam, dude, Leve Batty, everybody that races, all my friends, you guys are my absolute favorites. So, meaning that I know you personally, and I want to see you achieve all your goals, and I'd rather buy an Adam hat or an Adam t-shirt and support you because I know what it takes and how important it is for you to have your funding to be able to do this, right? Versus a Pedro Acosta, which is, he might be another goat in the future, but I would rather support you than support them, right? Which, because I got an emotional attachment and I know you personally and all that good stuff. So yeah, all you guys are and girls are
especially for Moto America. I've been staying pretty steady on watching all the Moto America. Kind of been slacking on MotoGP, honestly, because it's kind of hard to just sit there and watch it when you don't really got your guy out there. But It's still so sick to watch though. I mean, with all the bike changes that they're coming out with and everyone's going way faster, it's pretty cool. It is definitely cool
So
how it's all evolving.
my question to you is, did you wanted to see Jorge Martin take the title or Pecco?
Honestly, probably Martine. I think Pecco's being kind of a dick recently, from what I've seen. So that
He has that certain energy even through the TV, right? He's a
yeah,
very
yeah,
humble guy. But yeah, dude, I wanted I'm an underdog. I'm like, dude, Martin's got to win this. But for
yeah.
me, it was several
I think
reasons.
Martine's got
And part of that is because Ducati didn't believe in him when he was clearly one of the best riders out there. So now that he won,
yeah,
and the first person since Valentino Rossi since 2001 to win on a non-factory bike, right, in non-factory colors, and then he takes
yeah.
the number one plate to the opposing Italian manufacturer, right? So that's another big to you guys. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's going to struggle next year," and I really don't think that's really going to be the case.
I think he's got it.
I think that what he's bringing to Aprilia, it's a whole extra motivation for Aprilia because now they got a world champion on their bike. They haven't had that in
Yeah.
a long time. So
No, they haven't. They've been missing out for a while.
shit, Aprilia ain't been champion in MotoGP. It wasn't even MotoGP then. It was 500 Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure since Max Biaggi, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I'm
a
pretty
long
sure.
time ago.
Yeah, that was giving away my age again, but yes, that was a long time ago. I love it, dude. So listen, we're an hour and 1 minute into this. My last question for you, and then we'll get on the shout outs. I do got plenty more, but I'm gonna save those for part two. Right now, Adam, if you had your own Moto America team, okay,
Ooh.
let's say I usually ask Superbike, but I'm gonna change it up. Super Sport. You had your own Super Sport team. What manufacturer of bike would you have, and who's the two current riders in Moto America paddock that you would put on your two bikes? And it could be
Ooh,
anybody in the paddock from
anybody.
Junior Cup, Talent Cup to Superbike.
Honestly, if it was going to be super sport, I mean, I think the Ducatis are pretty sick, but I think I'd have to stay with the Yamaha, stay with the R6s. Well, at least the R9 now, actually. And I'm excited to see how that bike turns out.
Me too.
I'm definitely excited for that. But I definitely, for the riders, definitely got to have Eli Block. I know he actually is planning on getting an R9, so it kind of goes together. But I definitely have him, and then probably Brandon Posh, honestly, or yeah, probably Brandon Posh because I know he can do some crazy stuff, and he's always asking around for like helping out. So I definitely do him, and then maybe like Josh Hayes, Josh Hayes too, if I could get
Another
three.
legend.
Another
Yeah.
legend.
Another legend. Normally I ask the Superbike class because I feel like most people it's easy for them when I say Superbike, right? Because you immediately go
Well, yeah,
through.
because then they just list off like
Yeah, I can list off a bunch of them guys right off
Oh,
the
yeah.
jump. So if it let's just say that Superbike, what manufacturing Superbike and who's the two riders you'd put on?
For Superbike.
And I'll tell you mine.
All right, I'm thinking. Honestly, I'd probably stay with Yamaha on that one too. I think
Okay.
they got a good platform going for them. And then for riders, I'd probably have to go Gagne, of course, and maybe Heron, get him back on a super sport or a super bike.
I'd bring a factory Kawasaki bike back in, right? Because
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
Yep.
I
Yeah,
would
we haven't
bring
had a
them
factory
in.
Cowie in a while.
Dude, yes, factory Kawasaki would be my choice to come back in, even though I got Ducati tab. I'm a huge Ducati nut, right?
Yeah.
But I would bring. They're already there, so I'm not bringing another one. I would bring
Yeah,
Kawasaki,
exactly.
and my two current riders would be SDK and B Posh.
Definitely a secret. Yeah.
That's who I throw on my Superbike program. Of course, I'm friends with all my friends, so don't take offense to anybody out there racing Eli
No.
or none of you guys. Because if I could have funded, I would get every single one of you guys out there on whatever bike you want. What class you want to race in? Boom, done. What class you want to race in, Adam? Boom, done. I got you. What bike you want? Boom, let's go. Right. So, but yeah, man. Yeah. Well, listen, Adam, dude, this has been absolutely a proper mega time. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute honor to sit down and have this chat. Definitely looking for part two. I'm actually gonna let you in the podcast. But I'm gonna give all my shout outs first. First thing I just want to say is, man, thanks to everybody that watches and listens to this podcast. Because without you, I'm serious, I would not be able to do this. Thank you guys and girls so much for all the love and support, man. It's an absolute honor. I get lost for words when I talk about it because I'm so honored. I really don't know what to say, but thank you guys and girls. It means everything to me. Shout out to, man, my buddy Seth, dude, at Next Level Financial. Thank you so much. BisonTrack.com for all your leather needs. What are you guys doing, right? Treat yourself. My man, Jeff Servant at Chef Eats, bro. Do you not get any Chef Eats? Do you,
I
Adam?
do. Not
Dude,
personally. You might have to hook me up though.
Dude, I got you. Listen, after this, you stay
Let me
with me for a
know.
minute, dude. I'm gonna sort it all out for you, dude. So Jeff has the most amazing food. You know, when we show up to the track, we bring a charcoal or grill or gas and all that, right? Dude, bring a microwave. That's all you need. Throw it in there for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The steak is juicy. The chicken is tender, man. It's so delicious. Just walk around the paddock, you'll smell people eating Chef Eats all the way around. I promise you. Big shout out to Flying Eyes Optics for all your sunglass needs. Big shout out to SFL Mini GP, Jersey and South Florida. Big shout out to RD Racing and my man Jake Marsh out there in BSB. For all my vet friends, my buddy Jim Whitman has a program called Vet 2 Track. It's absolutely an amazing program. His whole motto is curing PTSD one lap at a time. So if anybody's having any questions, look him up or get in touch with me. I'll put you in direct contact. And I say this to everybody, Adam, dude, do yourself a favor, have multiple undersuits. Do not show up to the track with one undersuit. It's like when we go on vacation, we take more underwear and socks than what we need because we're men. Dude, more than one. Actually, take at least 4. If you're going for 2 days, take 4. Trust me. Yes, 110%. So, yes, I got my Bison undersuit. I absolutely in love with my one-piece Bison suit.
Yeah, I'm going to need to go grab a couple more of them. I got like 3, but they're starting to get pretty worn out now. So I definitely might have to get a new arsenal. So there you go.
Dude. So have you tried the new Bison one with the man zipper? So you got to take everything off no more?
I've seen it. I haven't tried it yet, but I have seen it. And
it's a game changer.
It's definitely pretty appealing. Yeah.
It's a game changer. I'm telling you, people. So that, and then of course, my man Tate from 64 Degree Racing sent me a custom 2-piece undersuit, which I'm in love with that suit. It's absolutely freaking amazing. So you got to have a variety, right? 1-piece, 2-piece, whatever it is. So big shout out to Tate at 64 Degree Racing. Anybody interested in multiple undersuits, definitely get you a Bison and definitely get you a 64 Degree Racing. Trust me, you will thank us later. Anybody looking for any body work, Ghetto Customs, my man Chris Parrish makes absolutely the best, hands down, body work out there on the market. Big shout out to my man Martin at the Clothing Kings. You guys can go to clothingking.co.uk and get all your Pin and Gas merch out there in the UK, which, dude, it still blows my mind that some of my friends out there in the UK run my Pin and Gas logo on their bikes and stuff, dude. It's mind blowing, right? It's an absolute honor, baby. Let's go. Big shout out to Brian Van and Max Van at Sports STG, bro. Like, you need to order anything, go to STG. They're absolutely amazing. Road Racing World. Big shout out to Road Racing World, and they're fun. I need everybody on here that listens to this, go to the website, go to the Road Racing World Fund, sign up and donate to the air fence. It's absolutely imperative that we have that. Otherwise, we wouldn't go racing. Same thing with corner marshals. We need those too as well. And the ambulance. Without those 3 main things, nobody's going racing on any track. I don't care if you're in a car, a go-kart, whatever. That's imperative for those 3. Big shout out to anybody in Pennsylvania looking to buy anything on 2 wheels or 4 wheels. Look no further than Carnes Performance. I drove all the way from Virginia to Carnes Performance to buy my son his new bike for Christmas because I'm a firm believer in supporting your friends in our beautiful industry. So if you have a friend in the industry and they have a dealership, buy it. But if you're in Pennsylvania, you got to go to Carnes Performance. Big shout out to KYT, my band in Cray2, right? If you're not wearing a KYT helmet, you need one, people. Trust me. Get you a KYT. Yes. What are you doing? Big shout out to my dude, peeps at K-Tech Suspension. If you're not on K-Tech Suspension, again, what are you doing, people? So big shout out to Dakari, my man Birch and Kendall out there at K-Tech. Big shout out to RTR and Ready to Race out there in North Carolina. Coleman Power Sports here in Virginia. If you guys are in Virginia, go to Coleman Power Sports, North Carolina, RTR. Big shout out to Dripping Wet Customs, right? Also, my man Gus Rodeo has his own graphics and custom designs too. So give him a shout out. So big shout out to him too. Superbike Supply, my boy, dude. Anybody in the market for anything? Again, Superbike Supply, go hit them up. And my man Eric Wood at Woodcraft, dude. I got a whole list of all my friends, that I know in the industry, and I love to show all the love to all my friends, not just one single one, right? Because there's so many options, and all the options that I give all you guys, you're not going to go wrong with either one of them. We actually got the legend himself in the house right this second. Eli Colby says, "Oh my God, I love you, Adam." Dude, Eli, where's my love, baby? Yeah, where's my love at, baby? Come on, man.
Share the love around here a little bit.
Yeah, you got to show me some love too, baby. Nah, I know you love me. I already know, Eli. Trust me, and I love you too. So yeah, that's enough of me running my mouth. Adam, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can support you. If you have any t-shirts or hat for sale or anything like that.
Not yet. Hopefully, I'm working on it. I'm working on getting some of my own merch going. But yeah. So my Instagram is just my name. You look at it. It's Adam_Muscaro 157. And then my Facebook's just my name. You can go hit me up on there. Show some support because I mean it's a lot of fun. I like showing the whole journey of doing everything, and definitely looking for some more sponsors too. So I mean, if anyone's out there looking for someone to sponsor, then I'm your guy. Because honestly, I can use all the help I can get. But I'm not here begging for nothing. But I'm definitely could use some help. But other than that, I mean, I also gotta thank my parents. They've been huge for me. My dad's really the only reason I'm been like able to do all this. And then we got Anthem Racing, REP Graphics. Let's see. Actually, let me look at the suit real quick. I'll just read it off the suit.
Yeah, just read it off the suit. I
Sahegan
love you
Valley
too, Eli.
Motorsports. There you go. Obviously, Team ECB Racing with me and Eli, of course. And then Evolved GT Track Days. They've been helping me out. As well as, let's see what else we got. Innovative Motorsports, Spears Racing, and Superbike Supply.
My dude, Superbike Supply. He's absolutely. You guys stay tuned. Stay tuned. He's absolutely amazing. Yeah, yeah, man. It's an absolute honor, man. But yeah, so I'm laughing at Eli as you was talking. Eli says you can find Adam in my basement hiding from our dads working in the garage.
Yep.
Guarantee it.
More than once.
They're like, well, where's Adam at? Eli's like, I don't know. You're lying, Eli. You know exactly where he's at. He's in the basement. Go get him. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a proper mega time. Again, Adam, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was an absolute honor. You guys stay tuned for part 2. Adam, is there anything you want to say before I end the podcast?
Not too much. Just definitely thank you for having me on. It was honestly a great time. I honestly wish we could go a little longer, but well, that's how it goes. We got a part 2 for all that. So honestly, I can't wait. We sure do.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the next one and what this race season has to offer this year. I'm extremely excited, and honestly, I can't wait for another. What do we got? Like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Like 4 months. I want it to be like a week. I can go around in a week. Let's go.
Yeah. You're like me. I'm in my room. Well, you see everybody on TV and they'll do a mark with the line through it on 5 days. I'm like that too. I'm like, okay, I got another day before I get to ride again. Another day before I get to ride again. Yes, dude. Eli says, oh, don't worry. I'm in there hiding too. I guarantee it, right? We all still do. I do it too, still, right? And my dad comes in. I'm like, I'm going downstairs. I'll see you guys. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen, absolute honor. And we will catch you guys soon. Just stay on with me just for 1 second, Adam.
Yeah, I got you.
Let me in there.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.